Okay, so let's do F, find trusted coverage, right? I think this is our second video on F. And I'm reading this, and it says that Greenland's ice melt is accelerating, aligning with worst case projections. Now, is this true? If it is true, I might want to share this with people to remind them of the dire situation that we seem to be in with global climate change. If it's false or if it is overhyped, I don't want to share it because I want to maintain my credibility with others, right? I don't, if I share this and it turns out to be overhyped, then my ability to get people to take me seriously on other climate issues will be limited, right? So I want to be careful about what I share and I want to be careful about where I share from. And it's not that this site here is horrible. This looks like it's published by Paul Gross, a meteorologist at Click on Detroit, which is a local news channel. Paul probably knows what he's talking about, but I want to be sure, right? So there's this claim here. It says that there are new findings that say that really, when we look at Greenland ice loss, we are in the worst case scenario for sea level rise. And so I want to see if that's true. I'm going to search other sources, and right away we see here's something from NASA, right? So we could share from NASA. We can also go to the news, and we can see that, let's take out some of this, right? So we want to, we've actually found a lot here already. Jet Propulsion Laboratory, I'm not sure what that's all about, but that's NASA. That turns out to be NASA when I hover. Washington Post, right? So we can already see there's a broad variety of sources here. And in this case, maybe we want to share from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And it has the original video where there's a screenshot. So we can share from that. And so we're seeing two things here, right? The first is we're moving from a story from a local news organization on the subject where the person might not have a whole bunch of expertise in the area, although there's probably a very competent individual, to being able to share a story straight out of NASA, right? We're also seeing that the coverage of this story, it's not just that this story is being covered across many different outlets, it's that most outlets are interpreting the story in the same way, which is that this is very serious. We don't see that the Click on Detroit headline is really unique in its level of urgency, right? All the headlines that are being written on this, from the Washington Post to NASA to Click on Detroit, are conveying that sense of urgency, right? And so we can feel fairly confident that we're not being alarmist when we share this.